Good morning. My name is Marlena Rice. I've been a member of this church for 43 years, and I love this church. And I was also at the march yesterday. How many of you attended a march yesterday? Claudia, you got to raise your hand. She's not raising her hand. She's not listening. It's okay. Many of us, congratulations. It's the beginning. For those who are gathered in the chapel, I urge you to actually turn off your phones. Oh, I back up. Welcome one and all to our Unitarian Universalist religious community. We welcome you, whoever you are, whatever tradition, gender, race, sexual orientation, social status, age, or any other identifying marker you represent. For those who are gathered in the chapel, I urge you to actually turn off your phone completely to free up bandwidth for the live stream. Our Wi-Fi is wobbly. We want to make sure our online community, that they have the full experience, as full an experience as possible. If you need a little extra hearing support, we have assisted hearing devices at the usher station at the back of the chapel. Feel free to borrow one for the service. I'm going to turn off my watch now. Done. Our minister, Reverend Michelle, is away this week. We are very glad to welcome John Snodgrass back to our pulpit. John's offerings are always insightful. John will now offer a few words of welcome.
Good morning. So there was an art gallery opening, and the artist was kind of, milling around and saw this art critic standing, looking at one of the paintings. And the artist walked up to the critic and said, so what's your opinion on this piece? The critic said, it's worthless. And the artist said, I know, but I'd like to hear it anyway. Welcome. Welcome to this place which we make holy by our presence. These doors are open to all. Bring your brokenness and bring your power. Bring your early morning aches, your fatigue, and your energy. Bring your vulnerabilities and strengths, hopes and fears, for here you need not hide nor pretend, nor be anything other than who you are and who you are called to be. Come into this place where the ordinary is sanctified, where the human is celebrated, where compassion is strength. Welcome to this place. Together, we make it a holy place.
That's wonderful. Thank you, John. Our gathering music is found in the Great Hymnal, number 34. Though I may speak with bravest fire. Please rise in body and spirit, as Alan Mumar leads us in the singing. You may be seated. We move from a time of welcoming into centering as we employ the elements of water and fire to create the sacred space where we can be fully present. We begin with an acknowledgement of our church, that our church is built on holy ground, land that was nurtured and cultivated by those who occupied it before us. Sam? We offer this libation as our giveaway as we honor the struggle of all people seeking justice and peace. We seek the courage and wisdom to heal the wounds of the past and build a better future story together with all our neighbors and fellow creatures. It is our custom to gather to light the chalice. The chalice is a cup or vessel that symbolizes the gathering community and is a symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. Please join me in our chalice lighting words. We gather this hour as people of faith, with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning, in celebration of the life we share together. Each week, we bring our whole selves into this sacred place. Our joys, concerns, sorrows. I invite you to come forward and place a stone or shell on the table labyrinth in recognition of all that you bring and all that you are. May we remember that we are called to heal and bring love to the broken places. Come now, and the music will play. And place your stones. I place the final stone for those online with joys and sorrows and concerns you are embraced by this community. And now, let us share a few breaths as we expand our circle to include those who may not be present, but whom we carry in our hearts. We bring into our circle of love and care those who are ill, those who are in pain, either in body or in spirit, those who are lonely, those who are overwhelmed and feeling hopeless and lost, those who have been wronged. May our hearts remain tender even when we would create a wall around them. May we continue to find hope in the goodness of life and the source of love. May we find strength and peace and the courage to carry on. Amen, and blessed be.
Would the children like to come forward? We got a special surprise up here.
Hello.
We got a little campfire up here. Don't worry. This is gonna be safe.
Come on up, guys. All the way. Come on up here.
It's okay. Here, you want to come to the steps? You can stay back there. You know, it's not gonna burn you. Yeah, put it down. Okay. Good. So that's a great prize. Let's gather around this fire for a minute. It's okay. It's a pretend fire. It's not. Now, who here has been to a campfire before? And what's the most fun to cook at a campfire? All the things you can cook. What is it? Yeah. Marshmallows. That's right. And what tastes really good with marshmallows? Yeah. Graham cracker and what?
Chocolate.
That's right. And we call that s'mores. And that's when you take three things and you turn them into one thing. Right? You turn these three things into one really special thing. And it is fire. It's the campfire that enables us to do that. And I don't know if you ever tried to make s'mores at home. It is just not the same. But oh, all right. Yes, that's right. Down in the backyard, that can be really good. So, well, here's my question for you all today. What if you showed up at the camp out and you realized from the backyard, and you realized that you had left the marshmallows? What else do you think would be good in the middle of s'mores, in the middle of graham crackers, and some melted chocolate?
Yeah, Reese's.
What do you think?
Snodgrass.
More chocolate. I Great idea.
Reese's Pieces.
And somebody said Reese's peanut butter cup, and that's really good if you're like marshmallow intolerant. What would you put if you left the marshmallows?
Well, basically, I would still do the Reese's. Basically, what I do is I mix it, and then I kind of just put it in the campfire with some marshmallows, and then shape it into a marshmallow.
All right. What about you? What would you put in?
I would put a marshmallow.
I don't even eat s'mores because all my clothes are stained.
Yeah.
But if I had to,
Go ahead, say. I know you're thinking. Big.
that's precisely what I'm thinking.
All right.
Or salami.
Well, good. These are all really good ideas. And today we're going to be up here. We're going to be thinking up here about using fire to turn one thing into another thing, or to turn three things into one thing. But you guys are going to get to go hang out in Sunday school. So have a good time there, and we are going to sing you out. No, thank you. You can, I know I should have practiced fire safety.
I was down there turning it off. Maybe he wants it on.
There you go.
Okay. Our reading this morning comes from David H. Eaton, entitled A Common Destiny. You can find it at the back of the gray hymnal. It's number 557, or simply watch the screen up in front and respond with the italicized print if you're reading from the hymnal. Please note that we have changed the brothers and sisters to siblings to make the reading more inclusive. So you are the all, and I'm the one. All living substances, all substance of energy, being, and purpose are united and share the same destiny. All people, those we love and those we know not of, are united and share the same destiny. Birth to death, we share this destiny with the sun, earth, our siblings, strangers, flowers of the fields, snowflakes, volcanoes, and moonbeams. Birth, life, death, unknown, known, unknown. Our destiny from unknown to unknown. May we have faith to accept this mystery and build on its everlasting truth.
One of the hardest parts of fatherhood is teaching your son how to build a fire. I don't know how mothers teach daughters, but here is a transcript of father to son fire making instructions. Okay, first okay, see what I'm doing? Like this. No, like, look, see, and then now imagine it's like, okay, let's start again. First, you gotta think like a fire. No, not like, look, you see what I'm doing? See what I'm doing? Okay, then no, not like that, like this, see? And then it's, wait, you gotta slow down. No, wait, then and there, we got it, you see? That's the kind of instruction I received as a child from my dad. And when I finally learned to build a fire at the age of 25, having been shown 100 times, I was given the clearest, simplest instructions on how to do it. I was living in a trailer in Virginia in the forest with a construction crew, and there was a little wood stove in the trailer, and before the guys left me there alone for a week, the foreman said, "Look, kid, either you're gonna live or you're gonna die." And that explained everything. Like, why hadn't somebody said that before? And that night, as the temperature dropped, I went to the furnace and I built my first fire. And it worked. Then the next morning, alone in a zillion miles of forest, I learned how to chop wood. The secret is, don't sink the axe into your shin. I had been shown this, but finally it became clear to me. Actually, I'm kidding. The real secret is levitation. Like, your feet need to float off the ground for this fleeting moment, and the axe blade falls toward the molten core of the planet Earth, dividing all of material existence into two sides. The blade stops on a tree stump, and whatever's been standing on top of the stump will just jump in half. All right, that's hard to explain. I have not taught my son how to chop wood yet. Maybe the secret, I think, is that you gotta learn it from someone else's dad, because your own father will never put that axe in your hand. A campfire. Elizabeth calls it jungle TV, and I gotta say, it's my favorite show. It's mesmerizing. Every summer I take the kids camping where Wi-Fi and Netflix and news updates can't find us. And fire is the star of the show. We can just stare at it. The shimmer of wood as it turns to glowing coals. You watch sparks travel up into the night sky and disappear. Listen to its crackling like a worn vinyl record. Actually, we don't hear the crackling because I play loud live recordings of classic rock bands, and man, Wheel in the Sky sure does seem profound by firelight. You realize you've been hypnotized for an hour. You lean back and you feel that cold blue starlight on your cheeks. The same constellations your ancestors stared at 100,000 years ago. But the stars are so far away, and soon your eyes are drawn back into the belly of this little blaze. When we get home, all of the laundry has that campfire smell. And I take a long inhale from some t-shirt before I drop it in the wash. Like that scent contains the last gasp of that campfire feeling. And then there's the campfire story tradition. My dad's an Episcopal priest, and growing up, I heard him give 1,000 sermons. And I was an acolyte, which meant I got to light the candles before the church service. And I'm embarrassed to say I cannot remember a single one of his sermons. But once he came along on a Cub Scout campout and told this story by a fire. It was a horror story about a guy who'd been horribly disfigured in a burning frat house, and how he tracked down the fraternity brothers one by one, taking his revenge. And it ended with this big jump scare, and all of these Cub Scouts leapt 10 feet in the air. And I thought, man, why don't you do that on a Sunday morning? But now I know it would have been completely out of place. That story belonged at a fire circle. It's a whole different ritual. Fire is like this pet that we've tried to adopt. It's hungry, we feed it, we keep it alive or it dies. Long before humanity began attempting to domesticate plants and animals, our ancestors tried to claim and tame this otherworldly force, this element, neither earth or water or sky or plant or animal. It is completely something else. It's an organism that doesn't have a body. It's a spirit in the material world. It's a hungry ghost. I read somewhere that of all things in nature, fire is the one with which humanity has the most in common. Unchecked growth, unbridled appetite, and a habit for leaving wastelands in our wake. I find this to be a really pessimistic view of humanity. And I've studied enough so-called primitive cultures to know that our species is not inherently destructive. And yet when I think of human cultures in which the spiritual realm is more highly valued than the natural world, I do see this kind of destruction. Maybe I should say that the quest for otherworldly paradise gives us an easy excuse to create hell on earth. When we talk about humanity's development from fear of fire to use of fire to the ability to make fire, fire was a spirit, destructive and uncontrollable. Then it was a magic wielded by a few. And then it became a science with recognizable origins and patterns. The adoption of fire, the spread of the knowledge about how to domesticate it, spurred the first great leap in the size of the human population. Learning how to cook greatly expanded humanity's dietary possibilities. We became nearly omnivorous. If you don't believe me, take a bite of a raw potato. It's poisonous. Or eat some raw pork or shrimp and you'll be dead. But you cook it a little and you're fine. Not kosher, but at least technically alive. Cooking also, and yeah, this is kind of offensive, but don't hate me for saying it. Cooking also enables us to kickstart the digestion process of our food before we eat it. Like breaking down sugars and softening roughage and tenderizing steak. When they bring your dinner at a restaurant, the chef has already done 2/3 of the work of digesting your dinner in a steel pot. You barely even have to chew it. In his book, Sapiens, Yuval Noah Harari says that after fire started doing the heavy intestinal labor, the human body had more energy to spend on developing this big brain so that we could sit in front of that fire and think about it and talk about it. And our early human ancestors used fire to encourage the growth of prey animals. Controlled burning can clear underbrush and shape pathways through the jungle, giving snakes less places to hide and steering the deer and the elk into easy ambush spots. The indigenous Americans, who did not domesticate animals except for dogs, used fire to shape the forests so that game animals could be dependably found on predictable trails. In the Midwestern plains, fires were used to clear forests and create grasslands where the buffalo would roam. And prehistoric Europeans carried torches into darkened caverns to imprint game animals into the belly of the earth. We have the next picture, please. Yes, please. When I was young, I heard about cave art and imagined Cro-Magnon painters, or Chromantics, trying to lure lovely Neanderthal redheads into their man caves to see some new highbrow masterpiece in a lowbrow world. But the idea of a cavern as an art gallery with track lighting and parasites and slimy, cold-blooded invertebrates, by which I mean critics, that's not the Neolithic underground art scene at all. A lot of these prehistoric etchings are carved in deep caverns where there is no natural light, where you needed a torch to get in and then enough torch to find your way out. But journeying into this cavern, the womb of the earth from which the animals were supposedly born, and retracing these animal shapes in the deep walls, it was necessary to fertilize the land to produce these animals. In this set of beliefs, the hunter is dependent on the animals, and the animals are dependent on the spiritual magic of the people. Some of these cave etchings are remarkable in their realism, and we're very fortunate today that we don't need to crawl through dank rock with torches to see them. They're all online. Well lit, we can see them in the heated comfort of our own home. But if we viewed them by firelight, by torchlight, the natural flash and flicker of flame would give them a supernatural glow and movement. Torchlight would make these images alive, pulsing with anima, spirit, in a way that we can't see on a screen. The dancing shadow of the viewer could even reach in and interact with that spirit creature. These cave etchings are some of the oldest known traces of human religion. And based on commonalities in different regions, we could almost say that in the beginning, there was one human religion, a religion of wonder and abundance, but also a religion of fire. Fire is part of every religion today. Bonfires, torches, oil lamps, candles, the chalice we light at our gathering. The fire is a portal between the material world and the spirit world. You can watch it, a living thing like a tree limb or a hot dog that fell off someone's stick, turn to dust. The sizzling sounds like a spirit escaping. And don't ask what spirits lurk in a hot dog, we just don't know. Something that had mass and weight and liquid is now powder, ash, and some element of it is drifting off into the sky and then vanishes. The Iroquois say that tobacco leaves that are picked just before a thunderstorm, when thrown into a fire, will produce a dancing smoke. A smoke that contains some of that lightning energy. And the Creator wants to see this dance. They also say if you burn a white basket at midwinter time, the smoke will rise up and become a dog spirit to keep the Creator company. The Cherokee of North Carolina say that the fire came to the animals first, before there were any humans on earth. They watched as lightning struck a tree on an island and knew that they wanted some of this flame for themselves. A snake swam across to get some, but the fire burned it. And a bird flew across, but also failed to bring some back. And these became the black snake and the raven. But the spider, an old grandmother, having thought about the problem, wove a bowl of webbing on her back, darted across the water, and returned with this glowing coal. This is how the animals got fire, but it's also how they learned about tools and creative problem solving. And the humans learned this from the animals. In Greek mythology, it's a whole different story. That's the Titan Prometheus who steals fire from the gods and shares the secret with humanity. And the gods are furious because they fear that this will give the humans too much power and make the people less dependent on the gods. So Prometheus was punished. In Greek thought, the secret of fire is the secret of slash and burn farming and the secret of smelting bronze to make weapons. And these make humanity a dangerous threat to the rest of creation. Little did the Greek gods know that we'd eventually use fire to create lightning itself, electricity, giving us the power to determine the length of the day, to control the temperature of our homes, even to see through distant space and time in ways that even the Greek gods could never have imagined. I can turn on a TV and revisit the 1990s. And at the end of a long day of the disappointing 21st century, I spend some time relaxing in the past. Lately, we've been watching The Lethal Weapon film series. And everything bursts into flames eventually. That is the one immutable law of Lethal Weapon. All things will burst into flames. Cars, boats, cops, robbers, buildings, Martin's trailer, Roger's toilet, and by the third film, you just press play and the opening credits catch on fire. You don't even need story anymore, just spontaneous credit combustion. And by the end of the movie, spoiler alert, fire, everything. The end credits roll, and when they're done, one more scene, the guys just drive up to a building and it bursts into flames. And it's not Hollywood magic. The producers actually identified an old hotel in Florida, slated for demolition, and they blew it up. Anyway, we were watching this. And while we were watching this spectacle, our dog was watching us, staring into this cold blue light, mystified. Now, she didn't see a fire. She just saw us staring into this strange cold blue light. But somewhere in the world, a fire was burning to create that electricity. And thinking about it now, maybe I would have been just as happy sitting by a campfire, listening to someone tell the story of Lethal Weapon 3. It's hard teaching your kids to build a fire. They're so excited, but before you teach them to light it, you have to teach them to contain it. And before you teach them how to light it, you have to teach them how to put it out. And you got to teach them that we don't need to be terrified of fire, but we do need to respect it. Fire is a tool, and we use it. It's our favorite toy. We play with it. I tell my kids, don't play with fire. Mainly because I love playing with fire. Like, I just want to do it myself. It's an entity. We try to tame it, but all fire is wildfire. We never fully control it. Sometimes we fight it. Sometimes we lose. I've been hearing horror stories of wildfires lately. And when I do, I wonder, didn't we get this under control 500,000 years ago? No. We will never have fire under control. Fire is more powerful than we are. But when we learn to coexist with it, this otherworldly force, fire can still bring that magic and wonder into human life. Thank you.
Our song in response is appropriate. Excuse me? The Fire of Commitment, found in the Teal Hymnal on 1028. Please rise in body or spirit as Ellen comes forward and leads us in singing Fire of Commitment.
Thank you.
You may be seated. Cough drop time. And now for the offering. Making time for an offering of gifts and pledges is an act of faith. Our generosity connects us to one another in relationship. Getting over a cough. Of interdependence and mutuality. Because we know that we pick fruit from trees we did not plant. We drink water from wells we did not dig. This is as it should be, as long as we dig and plant for those who will come after us. The offering will now be gratefully received. In my coughing fit, this is such a wonderful church. I not only had someone come up and offer to finish for me, but someone else came up and offered me a lozenge. I mean, come on. Does it get better than that? No. Thank you all. We began our service with the lighting of the chalice, and now we extinguish the chalice, but not quench the flame, but return it to our individual hearts, strengthened by the time spent together, so that we can share our light with the world. Please join your voices with mine. We'll just say the words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Once more, what a wonderful community. Thank you, Linda. As our service draws to an end, our service to the world is ready to begin. You'll find many opportunities for growth and service in your order of service and on the website. All are invited to stay for coffee and conversation, and today it's not in the Emerson room, it'll be out in the lobby because we have a special occasion in the Emerson room today. Okay. Parents, please remember to gather your children and bring them to coffee hour. There's a family-friendly zone in the Emerson room, and I believe it's still available. Rachel Allen will now tell us a bit about the afternoon's social somatic workshop. However, hi Rachel, come on up.
Good morning. It's a blessing to be here. I'm here from Johnstown, Pennsylvania. My name is Rachel Allen, and I'm a facilitator of Joanna Macy's work. Anybody familiar with Joanna Macy here? So what we're doing in this workshop today, this work that reconnects, is we're connecting to our humanity in a time of multiple crisis. Does that sound like something that might be nourishing to you right now? So we're going to be doing that through a series of teachings from Joanna's work, the work that reconnects, and then practices. Some of the practices will be very gentle movement that can be adaptable for anyone. Some singing and just some group exploration and group processing of living in a time of polycrisis and maintaining and expanding our collective humanity for each other and for the planet. So I encourage you to, if you didn't sign up, I think you can still come. So we have lots of space open, and I'm grateful to be hosted by this congregation and inspired by your community here and your lived practice. So thank you.
From what I've heard about what she does, you should all attend. It sounds wonderful. As part of our Easter Sunday service, there will be a time to dedicate children into our midst. If you have children or grandchildren that you would like to have dedicated, see Reverend Michelle after the service for information. I don't know if she's here. You can see me or someone else you think might be. Linda, you can see Linda, you can see me, you can see Ellen Muma, the singer. We can all help you. And now, please rise in body or spirit as we sing our closing blessing. Don't forget to twinkle your eyes and share smiles with one another during the third verse. Remain standing afterward for the benediction. Please rise.
All right. Well, before I let you go, we had 3 fire-themed instrumental songs during today's service today. So I want to know who can name one of those songs that we heard on the piano today.
This girl is on fire.
This girl is on fire, and someone said, "Light my fire." Can somebody get what? That's right, the fire of commitment. I was going to say because you did Springsteen, right? That was Bruce Springsteen. I'm on fire. So that's really special. Thank you for doing that. That was so great. Together, we have sanctified this space. If you have found strength and comfort here, share some out there. Remember that you are blessed, and you are a blessing, and you are not alone.
Go in peace.
when I think about their birth year, that's the year I got married. And I mean, now I'm